for your mind to get a kind of an understanding of where you're at. That'll help me. It'll help you uh, get an understanding of it. So are there certain things that you focus on, or that you want to focus on, or anything you think about
Not
beforehand?
really. So I can say the game is lost. So no, the excitement is taken away. The rest, I don't know. I'm trying to do my best, but well, yeah, I'm gold player, so probably not the best anyone could do.
Of
I
course.
think I'm working on my tracking with aim labs. I've done it started like 4 weeks ago, so it's improving, but not really a lot from my perspective. And graphs are something that I mostly just yeet everywhere and don't really
Fine.
think about what I could do with it. Sometimes I just graph like a monkey or something that's nanoed and in his primal or something. But mostly I have no fucking idea what I'm doing with it. And
Okay.
positioning, yeah, it's pretty scuffed, but I'm okay with it.
Okay. I'm gonna go on a little tangent real quick, because I mean, I should make a video about this separately, or something like this. And this is nothing against you, or this is just something that I've noticed over coaching for a long time. Is that when I go for coaching VODs, people often think that the result for some reason matters, right? Where it's like a win or a loss, or that is the deciding factor. I'll get DMs like 8-10, like, don't worry, I'll get a loss to you, or like, would you prefer a win or a loss, or this is this. And the way that I look at it is like, okay, so we're gonna go through a coaching session together, like not you specifically, but can be too, sure. An individual, right? And that individual wants their gameplay looked at to improve. So you guys know ego votes, right? Where people like ego vote and they just shit on everyone, and it's like, oh, that's kind of boring to review. Cool. Those are bad because that's not the norm. That is them playing at 150%. So you're like trying to review 150%. That's not normal. Nobody can play 150% every game. The same way you don't want people who are playing at 60%, where it's like they're playing like ass, like they wouldn't normally play, blah blah blah. What you want is like, what you look for in a VOD when you're gonna get coached by someone is your best. Not your like godlike, right? Whatever you seem to deem yourself as your best, because that way, the person can then break down your habits and be like, okay, so this is your best. This is what your next step is. This is this. So I feel like I need to change the community's perception on like outcome doesn't matter, because I can spend the first 10 minutes of this VOD and yeah, we can talk about that for an hour to find habits. Okay.
But otherwise, it was a pretty nice game from my playing style, from what I think is okay for me to play like.
Mm-hmm. It's fine. Let's get into it then. So, okay, skin choice. This is Frosted. Classic. Don't see it too much nowadays. It used to be pretty popular, so we use it a lot. Chat, I don't know what you rate this one. I know people seem to be really excited about it. You don't see it a lot, so I respect you for using it. It is Frosted, right?
Yeah, it's Frosted.
Yeah, okay. So good skin as long as it's not barbarian. We're in good spots. So okay. I actually feel like I need to get keybinds for like a pause button. So I guess this is going to be kind of consistent for every elo, and I talk about it over and over because this is Zarya, and every play and every decision that you make is based on information, right? Like you, at the very least, if you try to think back to any play you ever make, you could probably reverse engineer it and then break down some form of like decision making level, a sort of tree for reasoning why you did that. And obviously the higher you get, the more information you can fit into that tree more quickly, right? So that's kind of the goal. It's going to be like, first, you don't like, that's why people say learn one thing at a time, because I'm not trying to like make you, I expect you to do this optimally, consider this. It's like, that's impossible. It's like, so what we're going to go through is just take one of these things, right? And then integrate that into that tree of decision making. And that is improvement. But the only way you can have that tree is through like being aware of your decisions. And that comes through information. So don't even mind the bubble too much, but I usually say this, I don't go too harsh on people. I'm like, I don't mind this because it could be a one of this. But we'll see. Like these kind of bubbles can be like, how do you say, RNG,
or useless.
Or yeah, useless RNG. It's like you bubble him, but what do you see?
Yeah, I only see Hammond right now.
Yeah,
My process is like I'm thinking about like, is the bubble ready for the next push? So I'm expecting them to not be as fast.
Okay.
So it's like
Yeah,
they're
so
pretty
I
slow.
like that. Yeah, I actually like that. I like that. That's a really good thing you brought up that I haven't talked much about, which is cool. And no, I completely like that. I think if you want to do something like that, by the way, you should be down already and looking to sell bubble on the corner yourself. So like, as in you could be positioned like here already ahead of time, just to sub bubble yourself, quickly get a bubble in your Rein, and then fall back into position. That way, as well, right? You have information because you'll see how far away they are, and you'll see what's coming.
Yeah.
And you'll see. So like, yeah. Yep. Okay. I like what I see so far. This is good fundamentals, right? Apart from the first bubble, bubble is coming back off. So honestly, fine execution. Like if your plan was to do a bubble early before fight, yeah, sure, good job. You could have done the self bubble way earlier though, because right now you're 8 seconds away when the fight's kind of happening. But you need to like, either way, this is really good. And I actually want to hear more of you. Do you know why this was good, or do you know what you were doing here? Do you think
like the part where I pushed in front of the self bubble part? I was fully aware that I'm pretty used to it. So I run in front of the Rein into the opponent team and try to get as much charge as possible. The other one is just like, if I bubble in the total beginning of the game, I have bubble back when the fight starts, and I'm charged up.
Okay, yeah, because that's really good, which is cool. Because I thought the other two recently, and they weren't doing this because I've explained it to them in detail, but it's always good to quickly jump over why this is good, and I'm sure you can get a certain idea that even though the like DPS are not here and blah blah blah, the idea is that this is the objective, right? And in lower elos especially, people are going to be looking down that objective side trope. You guys are playing around the corner in a nice way, and what you're doing is you're pushing into that like space where they're trying to take it and getting rewarded for it. So yeah, exactly, you know that's good. It's really good.
The weird movement I'm doing right now where I push back and look at the back because the Anna was screaming that the Widow was pushing her.
So
and the Kree also cried for help.
Cool. That's okay. So we are in gold, and I didn't expect to have to go over these things yet. And what is your view on like as Zarya, or do you think about positioning? What do you think about positioning? What do you think about?
I'm trying to think as much as possible, but most of the time it's just where I end up. So I'm trying to be close to worlds when my bubble is away, and to hide if I don't have any cooldowns, or I can't do shit, or my team is completely alone. But right now I'm just kill the Hammond, and it's not working out, or it does, but I'm getting fucked probably.
Cool. So yeah, this is fine, and this is what I see a lot in lower elos. Is completely normal, but I was just curious because I even was it yesterday? It was in my unranked TGM yesterday, and I'm playing soldier, and there's a hog that's like perma. Like so, basically this is the scenario. Like it doesn't matter. Like we could just draw it out where like me and the team are like kind of playing this way. And let's say, I mean, not this white, but the hog's going like this, right? Coming from like this area, and he's going like this, and he's hooking us and killing us. Now, as a soldier player, I cannot walk up to the Roadhog, because he's gonna fucking kill me, right? So I'm sitting there like, yo, off tank player, for the love of like, please go match him, please, I beg you. Like this guy's dominating us, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna stack here and let him do like, right? So what I'm trying to say is like this is kind of like a more advanced concept in a way, but at the same time, even in GM, even in higher elos, people still don't do it, and it amazes me. It's like, so your Anna screaming here is good because, okay, let's look at this like this picture here, and the way I would maybe try to break it down. I haven't really explained it yet, so hopefully let me know if it becomes too complicated, or if it is too complicated, I apologize. But I'll try and explain it in a way where it's like, so, as you know, there's the defaulting, where people just go with the payload and go with 6, right? Which means that almost all of the resources are going to be funneled through that one space. Meaning that if you sit here and match it, it's pretty good because, well, they're putting down a lot of resources to take it, so you're trying to help match it. But what happens in higher elo and the higher you go is that all of a sudden, people start to use more spaces of the map, right? So you have the people that can come around the outside, look for sniping shit. You have the people that come here through the tunnel that can look to push somewhere. You have people that can come high ground and often go into your team. And then all of a sudden, people are starting to use the map and not defaulting. The issue with that is what happens when I do that when I smurf, right? I don't default. I get to just sit here and farm your team because the enemies are like, they're still like matching those resources and not matching me. So we as the off-tank
That's what the Widow is going to do soon.
Right. And so we as the off-tank player, right, have that ability to, well, you have a self bubble, you have a lot of damage or charge, so we have that ability to like, yo, Rein, dude, you can fucking, you deal with this, I'm gonna cover this. I'm gonna cover one of these options. And the way Blizzard, it's fun, it's all, I guess, a little bit, like, I don't think of it as maps, but it's just like, the Blizzard kind of did it like this, right? Which is the 3-lane system I always talk about, where it's like, they did 1 lane, 2 lanes, 3 lanes. How many tanks are there?
Only 2. So
perfect.
You can only focus like 2 lanes, and the other one is like open.
So,
okay.
So now it's balanced, because if there's 3 tanks protecting every lane, well, the DPS will never get through, and that's boring as fuck, right? So what happens though if you stack 2 tanks in 1 lane? You starting to see the issue now?
Yeah.
It's like, so we need to kind of attribute our mental to predict where the enemy might want to come and then stop that. And if they guess correctly, and sometimes it's like some are just objectively better than others, right? Some rotations are just objectively better, right? So that means that our job is easier because we want to, like, it's a higher chance to probably want to, like, we probably want to defend that space, right? So and that I can make a video on all those spots, and you know, that's why I said it's a kind of complicated concept, but at the same time it's like, yeah. So this is why I hate stacking tanks, because you're essentially giving the enemy team that. And again, if you're in lower elo, there's a really high chance that they're going to be defaulting, so not the end of the world.
Yeah.
But
I'm defaulting a lot in this game.
Right.
But and everybody does.
Yeah. But now that you're kind of aware of it, like, hopefully it's interesting to think about. So okay. So somebody asked in my chat when to roam off your Rein. Do you want me to explain that to you? Do you think that would help?
Would probably help, yes.
Cool. Okay, so
I love the T-pose.
yeah. So this is very simple because we're playing Zarya. 2 things. That friendly bubble cooldown, right? That friendly bubble cooldown is your way of protecting, assisting, and helping the Rein.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't have friendly bubble, and we just talked about how stacking in one spot and letting the enemy take space is bad, right? When you don't have friendly bubble, then why would standing next to your Reinhardt? Because by the way, you could be standing like back here and still bubble him.
That's true. Yeah, I miss many bubbles. That's like my number 1 fuck up. I always do is like I try to bubble the Reinhardt and I'm bubbling a fucking soldier that's completely not where the Reinhardt is.
Sure, but that's mechanics and that comes with time, and you'll get better at that.
Probably.
But the person's asking when to roam off your Rein. Well, like, if I hope you heard that example of like the lanes and shit like that. Well, if you don't have your friendly bubble, right? Then why would you be like? They're not waiting for you, like, right? They don't give a shit about your friendly bubble. They're gonna take space because they're gonna take space. Like, there's no timer on that. That is like, you can use your friendly bubble, do your thing, and then move into position. And on some maps, you can even hold, right? On some maps, good morning, Crunchy. You can even hold like certain positions while still having a line of sight to your Rein. And at the same time, what happens now on top of this, and it's going to get a little complicated, and I don't want to encourage off-angling too much, because off-angling is like, again, that tree, right? It's that tree of like line of sight plus high ground plus timing plus blah blah, blah, all these like complicated things, right? But we're in gold, so we don't really want to worry about that too much yet. But the idea is going to be that like a lot of these times you can be in positions where you still have LOS of your Rein, and because now you can bubble your Rein, you also give yourself just a straight up better position to kill and carry. And by doing that, you get pressure off your Rein. Standing behind your Reinhardt, okay, standing behind your Reinhardt is the worst way of protecting your Reinhardt objectively. Because
but I feel most comfortable playing around him because I'm kind of used to it by now. So
right,
that's something I have to work on.
Right, but
obviously,
right. But the reason I said that is because I've heard people say, "Oh, but you have to stand next to your like, dude. How can you protect your Rein from all the way over there when you don't have self bubble?" It's like the reason I'm saying that is standing behind your Rein just is worse, and therefore I'm just like in case that's like going to come in as a mental block in the future, might not be relevant now, and I completely trust that you say you're comfortable, which is fine. And I can even talk about how we can improve playing off of Rein without these complicated off angles, without these complicated things. And I'll actually show you real quick, because I don't think I've really talked about it much. I've never really given a good alternative to these kind of things, and you already know how to do it. So okay, let's go with like this. So this is your Rein shield, right? And this is your corner, and we both know that like natural cover is somewhere to play safe, like a corner, and Rein shield is safe, which is like it's like a corner that breaks. So that means that if, let's go back in time, right? So if, okay, so let's say, okay, this might, let me know if this gets too complicated, or I'll check in on you. So if this is the normal corner, right? Let's say hypothetically, and you can only walk to, okay, ignore the where the Rein is now, before you're exposed.
Acidic Milk has just subscribed.
AKA like.
Really, my dude? What you trying to do, man?
What the?
Get this weak chug out of my shit.
Thank you, Acidics. You just got scammed. This, okay. Sorry, my chat's scamming people. Hey. Thank you for the support, Acidics. GG's yesterday. It was a lot of fun. And appreciate it. Fortunately, that sub command is a little bit broken for some reason. I have no idea why. Smile. So, okay, back to this, right? So let's talk about corners and how we play corners, right? Yep. And then we'll compare. Okay, you know. So let's say this is hypothetically is how far you can go before you're in LOS of the team, and then you have to fall back. Well, if there's now a Rein, okay, so now if there's a Reinhardt that's like here, you have the ability to now walk into this space and then fall back to here. There's no corner. But the Rein shield kind of acts like that natural corner, which is why playing parallel to Reinhardt allows us to take space, from like a pseudo little second angle, and we can bounce back into him. So that way, you can still play on your Reinhardt, right? We can still use a Reinhardt because we're playing like with that shield, like it's a corner, except this is a really cool corner because it can be placed like anywhere. Like we could place this, you can stand behind the shield here, you could stand behind the shield here, and whatever that is, do you understand how like you can still play with your Rein and then look to play? So let's say the Rein shields are facing like this.
Our Harry Cho has just subscribed.
2 months. I appreciate
Thanks
that.
for the great content, man.
Really, my dude?
Keep it up.
What you trying to do, man?
What the?
Get this weak chug out of my shit.
So does that make sense of like, okay, so we can either do this. Yeah. Okay, cool. So you can still play with Rein. You just need to be able to bounce off of him like that. Okay.
Yeah.
But in the same regard, like if you've used your friendly bubble, you're completely free to address like the best wherever you think resources are best. And again, that's up to you. That's going to be, if you predict they're going to be here, if you're going to predict they're going to be there, blah blah blah. I don't know how that Genji got all this value, but
yeah.
So in this situation, I would say, right, if I was coaching anyone or a high ranked Zarya, that's your fault. What just happened now is your fault.
Yeah, I was pushing way too hard.
Right, because the Rein could hold it down. At the same time, dude, it's not something that you're supposed to feel bad about at all. Like,
He got yeeted off the map. I said he can't do anything against the
Wait,
map.
who got yeeted off?
Our Rein
Really?
got charged off. I
Oh,
think.
okay. But the point is, like, I don't even blame you for this. Like, yeah, you want to get some kills, blah, blah, okay. But, right, we did let those supports come through the side, which...
Yeah.
This I think this is a great spot to kind of explain this concept, and it's cool.
I'm trying my best to hide and not die to the Widow.
Okay, so I guess, okay, so now we have another aspect, right? We have another part of that tree to pick from, which is kill feed. And why is this so thin? Oh, that's why. And again, in a situation where there's a little bit of downtime, right, where you have a little bit of time, it's good to like read that. And like you said, you're hiding, but you're down Moira, you're down Kree. I don't know who else you were down. So
Everybody. I was the last person alive, and Moira as well.
right.
She died.
So you were aware that, like, let's say hypothetically you were aware that Moira was like your only healer there. I can hear that Anna behind us, so I think she might come back though. But so in this situation, I would running or playing super safe. Oh, never mind.
Not the idea the Reinhardt has.
Fuck it, dude. I guess in general, as a rule, maybe. Okay, actually, to be fair, right? It is the chaos of solo queue, but like, let's say 80% of the time it's correct, 90% of the time it's correct. There's always going to be exceptions. Nothing's 100%. I think even here that Anna's here. Okay, cool. So I am seeing a little bit of a gold play, right? And what I mean with that is how you are carrying your mechanics. So I'm gonna so tell me what you see here. Go break down what are your potential options, what do you think you want to do, blah blah blah, right? Like
Right now?
yes, right now.
So I have self bubble, I can play aggressive. I'm close to Grav, and I see an Anna jumping down, and I see the Widow. And I think I know the idea I had at this point. Everybody was wanting to kill the Widow somehow because she screwed us over last time and was harassing our Anna in the backline. So everybody was like, get on the Widow, and I was just doing that, but she got away because she got grappled.
Okay.
But probably the better choice would be to trying to kill the Anna because she jumped down. She doesn't have any mobilities.
There's one thing. There's one thing you're forgetting here. And only one thing. Like, everything you've said is really good, but you forgot to say the word, or you forgot to realize that you are on high ground.
Oh, yeah.
You are in this fucking insane position. You get to sit here and beam down their entire team. Because... yeah, your accent's cool. Because you are in a range. Wait, are you German TV?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were... you know, never mind. But still, German accents are cool. You are in range of all these people. So, that, yeah, I don't care who you kill. The safe play would be like just chilling here. You have self bubble, so if anything happens to you, like you get booped off, or you have to panic, or you have to counterplay something, you're chilling because you have really high charge, correct? F3.
Yep.
So we don't. Yeah, we don't need to use it for charge. We can use now. We can use it. So, you know about my staging concept, or like stage 1, stage 2. Yes. So just real quick for YouTube, blah blah blah. Stage 1 is we are a fucking useless hero. We probably do less damage than Brick, so you need to look to get charge. When you get charge, good job. Now you can start playing Overwatch. All right, now you start playing Zarya. So we don't use bubble for charge. We use the outplay, and that's kind of like stage 1, stage 2. So this all happens because you drop down.
Yes.
And that's it. That's the only reason. Like, yeah, super simple fix. Like you're making this harder on yourself than it has to be, and that's why sometimes macro can be harder than micro. And in general, as a rule of thumb, it's just like so much safer usually to stay on high ground than drop down. Like in general, for lots of situations, it's usually just safer if they're in your range. Because you could have chilled here, you could have right-clicked her out, poked her out, she had to pick her
Yeah.
Anna, blah blah blah. Yep, you got it, you got it.
Worst case scenario, if I would have stayed up, the Reinhardt would have killed her. Some other people are there. Yeah.
Or you would have got booped up by Wrecking Ball or slept or okay. Hey,
I love the graph.
Hey, the Widow's dead. The Widow's dead, okay, so.
That's all
Digress.
it's called counting.
Yeah. So I think this comes down to just being able to play around with Zarya's range more. And we'll see if that's a consistent issue. Because it might be really easy to tell you like, okay, I want you to go learn Zarya, like not like learn general range. Oh. Close, close, close. Stop jumping. It's gonna create a bad habit here.
Yeah, I have a really bad habit of jumping all the time. Sometimes I'm trying to not do it, then I don't find my spacebar in time to jump when I
You
need
can
it.
unbind it for.
Yeah, that's what I did, and then I needed to jump at some point, and I just died.
What do you use for push the dog?
Push it. I use voice open, so
Okay. Well, whatever. Like, do you use the button V or B?
I use F. I have completely fucked up.
Is your thumb resting? Like, you know how your thumb... For me, my thumb rests on V.
On V?
Because that's my push it up button. So I rest there, and I obviously can, like, just roll my thumb to, you know, jump or just move it down. So what you can do is, like, I don't know where your thumb rests, but whatever that button is, just make that the jump button. That... Right? So you can, like...
Yeah.
You'll still have, like, it'll be really easy access, but you can't spam spacebar anymore.
But probably put it on, like, B or something.
Yeah, because
that's not as easy to reach, yeah.
Sure, yeah. Whatever, maybe. That might be, like, a good solution to the stopping the jump issue. Holy shit, so many fire strike bugs. Okay. Ooh, I'm trying to think. Cool, so far it's been mostly macro, sorry. So I think you're like in this vault, I feel so far you're in a space to kind of 1v9 this game. And if you're not 1v9ing, then let's find out, because you should be.
Yeah, you will notice sometime our team just dies. Mostly to the Widow. She's pretty dope. She's switched back to Genji at some point and just deleted us. It's kind of sad.
I mean, we can probably count this all as like a consequence of using Grav and Widow in a weird way. Just in a really weird way, because let's just hypothetically, we can probably agree that if you had Grav in this total mess, you probably would have secured some kills here. So it's fine. That's, I guess this whole chaos happens, they all have 1 HP, you have to overextend, you die. Unlucky.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at some other stuff, like ammo management. Okay, so we know Zarya range might need to be better. You have good understanding of Zarya bubbles. Your positioning
I thought there was somebody on top.
It's fine. Positioning
But
is...
instead I'm dead.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I will be dead in like 1 second.
Okay, so why did you walk up here?
I think because of the Reinhardt, and I wanted to get some charge. Probably not a good idea. If I look at it back, I shouldn't have been there at all.
Yeah, okay, cool. So like this will come over time more naturally, right? For me, when I watch this, I noticed two things straight away, but that's because I'm not in the game. I noticed in the kill feed, I think like Moira died, bam.
Yes, due to the
And
Widow.
then I can see here, this guy is dead.
Yeah.
So those two things, even if the Moira didn't die, the Rein dying there tells me like, I'm gonna get the fuck out, this shit's lost. If we're down Moira, this shit is fucking lost. There's no way I'm clutching this because I have no charge. I have to use sub up with the charge. I can't use it to outplay. I'll be in stage 1, or I'll be like a Zarya that's got like 60 charge, right? With no sub bubble. It's useless. It's doomed. So that'll kind of come with time, and the term I use is value recognition. What I'm concerned about here is that you walked up to the Rein to try and save him to sub bubble.
Yep. But he's already dead.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, so you can let me know just if that is what you did. If not, then it's fine, right?
Yeah, that was the idea. Okay. I'm looking for charge and trying to help out Reinhardt, but yeah,
it's not gonna happen.
Didn't really work out.
Yeah, and this is why
they also used like rigid ult.
Yeah, and that's why it's kind of like you're not gonna save Rein with sub bubble, like
no.
Yeah, no. Which is why yesterday people were trying to tell me like, oh yeah, I use my self bubble all the time to body block people. It's like, really? I don't. I usually have to cover one of the lanes and, you know, use it to outplay. But so okay, that the point of what I was trying to say there is being able to recognize this shit is doomed, so I'm going to run away and just save my life. And the sooner you build a habit on that, the better, because it means you're going to save more charge. Fuck you, Blizzard, for nerfing our energy drain rate.
Yes.
I just like you buff Diva, you nerf us when like what's Diva's owl pick rate? I don't know, whatever. I guess I did it because of diamonds. So yeah, I mean nowadays it's like we're gonna lose it a lot quicker, but hey, we still gotta try. I'm still gonna try to save that charge. Fine, don't really care. You just took damage. You're like, fuck it, bubble.
Yeah, the
don't
Widow
care
is harassing us on the high ground. That bubble was also meant for the Reinhardt.
Yep, fine. I don't care about mechanical stuff. It doesn't.
I don't have any mechanics.
Yeah, it's about it, like you said. You meant to bubble the Rein. You tried to. Good job. Like yeah, that's. If you ever get coached from someone else and they're like saying, they're like wasting time. You should have bubbled that Reinhardt there. But you're like, but that was my intent. That's essentially A, bad coach, because B, they're saying, yo, you should have hit your shot there, right? It's like, oh yeah, I know. Like I know I should have. It's so pointless. It's like. But I doubt that coaches really think like that. So what I do care about though is A, we used 2 bubbles. We're in stage 1. Good bubble. Like super fucking unlucky. It was a second late. You're now walking into the open. UK Heatwave is a nuisance. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I shaved. So I don't know. It could be a coincidence. I want to stay humble about it, but I feel like anytime that, you know, I get hotter, it's like the country kind of warms up as well. I don't know. It's fine. Sorry for the tangent. So
That's the point where I think, oh fuck, and yeah, I just woke up because of the Genji. I thought I could kill him. Nope.
So this is another reason. I'm going on a bunch of tangents here, but it's fine. I think you were like really lucky to get away from this position in the first place.
Yeah. But remember, it's gold. Everybody's not really good.
I've noticed. In bronze, oh my god, the things that people get away with is beautiful. But
Oh,
like,
you don't know the plat reses. I've seen some shit my friends told me. 6 people around the Mercy, resing someone. On card.
see, I don't. Yeah, that happens in higher elo too. It's something more. Holy shit, so they're choking. So I don't even mind you really walking up there or whatever. I think this whole sequence was kind of just like, you're 0 charge. You're not gonna do much. I guess you have grav soon, sure, but like,
Yeah.
it is a consequence of bubbles going wrong, and that is Zarya. Unlucky. If you don't have charge, hey, well, you're not a hero. That's just the rule. Yeah, this is why I hate Rein, by the way. Rein Orisa, Rein this is why Cloudy does get such good value into me, and people don't seem to realize it, but like, Rein has a ton of armor. When I'm 0 charge, I will never defeat him, so if he comes to push me out on my off angle, I can't do shit about it. That is why Reinhardt can be played like an off tank, because he inherently just gets instant value. But lots of people don't. Sorry, that's a bit of a tangent, but lots of people don't really know or understand. That's why. Ooh, big grav.
Huge grab. But nothing will get. I think that's the one I just eat in there and nothing works out.
I'll let this ammo usage slide because you were too focused on saving the doom bubble. But you were trying to right click people mid-down, which is really hard. Also you reload a shit ton, but that could be, like I said, I don't know. Could be whatever.
Ah wait, I used this graph to save our team. They were shattered.
Yeah, it looks like people are about to die. Right click. Walk into him, right click.
I walk into him, but not right clicking. Yeah, I noticed that I'm doing pretty much all the time. I'm at like 0 or like 1 ammunition. I should right click, but I don't do it. It's like something I'm not focused enough.
Sometimes what I like to focus on with people is like, how often are they getting value? Because you'd be surprised that sometimes I'll watch somebody and They're just like, even if they've charged, they're kind of just like spectating. They're literally just spectating and just kind of throwing out right clicks. Like, how often are you laying down the law of Zarya? So this was I think the first fight where you've laid down the law of Zarya. And that's why I said earlier, I feel like you could have done this a lot more so far. But even then, when laying down the law, it's a little sloppy. So I'm going to go over that a little bit. I think bubbles are good. Some little things. Monka S. Oh, wait, not Monka S. You have self bubble coming up. Fine. Just so you're aware, right? This is why I tell people to play like around their bubbles. You would have died. Okay, I mean, it is gold, but you would have died 99.999% all the time if you walked into the team, grab them, and don't have self bubble. So this is a good example of why playing around that bubble cooldown is so cool. It's why it's a dance, because it's your timing to be this aggressive. It is your timing to do these sort of things, and that's why when you don't have it, you need to be more careful. But you guys are hard winning the fight. So ammo usage, okay. This, okay, whatever. Ammo usage, good. Okay, now we come into like 3 squishies. So you lock onto the Genji, he gets naded. You look probably for a right click into 3 of them. So okay, whatever, a little late. Reload, really good, actually. So this reload is good because you're on 30 ammo. Everyone's full HP. Yeah, they kind of scattered away. So I guess it's unnecessary, but it kind of means like the reasoning why it's good is because it's like, well, I need a new opportunity. Okay, so I tried something, I used my ammo to achieve something, it didn't work out. Right, now go again, get full ammo and look for another target. Let's try and take out the target. Okay, so it didn't work. Let's reload. Let's look for another target. Now the issue here is everything you're doing so far is good. What's gonna like take you to that next level and what help you 1v9 games is making sure you keep your ammo like this. You try and make a play, you use your ammo. Doesn't work. Okay, reload. I guess he
okay has just subscribed.
What do you notice? Do you know what you do like really wrong here?
What you trying to do, man?
Not really.
Get this weak chug out of my system.
So we're in stage 2 of Zarya. We have charge.
Yes.
We have full ammo. We're fucking up the team. We're in their spawn. So let's add in another one. We're in their spawn, and that's a dangerous place to be.
Yeah.
Right? So
at least I know where they are.
okay, yes, but I also just said like 20 seconds ago, if we're in dangerous territory, what do we need?
Bubbles.
Yeah, otherwise we're gonna like instantly die. So jumps are killing the same. Yep, they are. But we've addressed that. But what you do, right? Now you don't have cell bubble, and you're in their spawn.
Yeah.
And if the monkey isn't primeling and going here, and I can sleep you, Bo can slam you, he can swing at you. You see what I'm saying? Like we are in a, we're getting carried by RNG because our teammate decided to be helpful. And sometimes that's okay. Sometimes it's okay. But we're in stage 2. We don't need charge. I guess you try to like you panic that she's gonna headshot you. I guess I would argue for the fact that just sometimes you just gotta like they're gonna miss. They're on gold. So I'm gonna go over this one more time.
This is the time I try to escape in the AUC.
So A, too aggressive. Way too aggressive. But B, I feel like you're like 100 charges again. You should die, right?
Yeah.
So right click direct, half HP. Tracking, meh, don't care. But I guess you are backing away because of no cell bubble. Yeah, exactly right. I'll get to it. That's what I was gonna show. Actually, but what Reno did point out, by the way, just real quick, good job on this. Team fighting here, team pushing here. You, the Zarya player, came parallel and pushed this way. Which means that if the monkey if the monkey wasn't primeling them back here, all their attention would still have been in this area. So good job, you would have come around that and look for it. Okay, so that's good. But I'm sure you have the chat open. So what jumping does a lot, like a lot. I talk I teach people about this, and in this game, the difference between like X distance and this distance and blah 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 is a lot. I've actually I've been over with a few people. The point is though that by jumping you are committing and creating a lot of space that you can't quickly turn around, so that right, it tells me the intention is completely wrong there. B, it's like it just will objectively lose you out on kills. And so what you do here with the Genji, you're gonna fuck him up if you want to. But if we just rewind that real quick and go and Kefri this one real quick. You know the point I'm getting to is that if we look at the range of Zarya, what we can do, we're getting to that edge of that range, right? And he's maybe going to break the line of sight, and by jumping back here, now it's getting like to the max range. Now it's getting even harder, and now he wall climbed up, so it's a little bit out of where Ella was. So do you see by jump how like this is A, you made it harder on yourself, and B, why jumping just kind of cucks you out of kills. But again, it gives intent, so if your intent was to disengage, I don't mind it. So in this scenario, I don't care about the outcome. What I do care about is just training you for future, being aware of that. You know, there's actually a fun way that you can use jump still, right? If you're ever trying to escape or you're running away, look at the ground and right click and then jump. Your body turns into this like your body goes from this like easy to hit solid object to like a woo, right? It turns like Zarya into this. So if you right click jump away, that's gonna be so annoying to hit. So there, like if you want to do jumps, like fucking rocket bounce, bunny hop around corners, and no one in gold will ever hit you. One thing, okay, I'm noticing again, by the way, you're jumping into the Rein. Again, you're jumping into the back line. You jumped off the high ground, right? So, look. You jump into the Rein. It's very aggressive. You don't die here. Oh. No. If you bubble Mercy, this is okay. But Mercy died, so not okay. But fine, you know, not good grab. So how can we play this better? It's very simple. A, we don't jump into the enemy Rein and we play distance. We might even get high ground, so we can position ourselves in nicer and easier spots. You remember we can go parallel, so that Rein that's gonna fuck us up. Oh,
My internet just died. I don't know why.
Oh,
Sometimes
okay.
it happens.
Where did we disconnect? Did you hear me talk about how jumping, the intent of jumping?
I've read it in chat right now.
But you didn't hear any of that?
I only that it fucks up my aim.
Okay, sure. Okay. I recommend you watch the Twitch VOD on this one. YouTube.
I'll do.
Twitch or YouTube,
I'll do.
whatever you want. Okay, but we just watch you do a grab here, and one thing I did notice that I will say now is you jump into enemies. Remember when you jumped off the high ground? Here you
Yes.
jump into the Widow. Right
Yes.
now you jumped into a fucking Reinhardt. Like you're jumping into it instead of taking like this off angle high ground. I don't want to say off angle, but like just looking for like a way to come around the side maybe would be an easy way to implement that. But again, that can be still too complicated. But that is still going to be that we try and rotate, like that Rein example where that you want to play next to your Rein, but you can kind of swing instead of go like this. Yeah, so implement more of that rather than direct. But like the parallel push was good, but then you jumped into the enemy team. So the reason this grab's super bad, A, because you didn't bubble the Mercy here. If you kept the Mercy alive, might be okay. But this is a scenario where fight is lost.
Yes.
So we want to get the fuck out. If you are disengaging through space, again, this I didn't learn this until higher elo. It's complicated. I'm gonna give you this information. One day, not priority, you can implement this into your tree of knowledge. When you're disengaging, or you're playing Zarya, even for future plans, it's good to know. Like I like to draw mountains for the last one. I think it was a really good example. You know how you did at the beginning? You know this. Your Rein's here, you overextend past the shield to bubble, get charged, and you fall back to your Rein.
Yep.
Right? Or we can call this a corner. Whatever. The idea is going to be this like mountain, right? This is like, this was a small one, very safe. You know, this one, oh, you're pushing out really fucking far, then you're bubbling, and then you're falling back, and it's like, oh, the better you get at Zarya, maybe the bigger the mountain can go. But the bigger the mountain, right, the harder you can fall.
So it's like a risk-reward thingy.
Yeah, and that's why I call it a dance. This is the dance of Zarya. This is the, right? And you can mainly not really do this dance. I mean, it kind of fits in stage 1 for charge, but it also fits in stage 2 for like, now we're going to get fucking crazy and push into a team and outplay someone to self bubble, and then we know we're gonna get the mechanical kill, so we're allowed to engage. If we don't get the kill, we're gonna fucking fall off the mountain. So it's overloaded, it's a lot, but part of that dance of being able to overextend is, instead of like falling down, right? The reason we want to have like a path, like a safety path, where it's like the way you disengage here. I'll let you try this because I think it's better. If you were trying to escape from this area, where can you escape to? So
from this area, I would probably either go left side where the mouse was at, or just back. But probably back because I was killed like 2 times in the back left room.
Okay, so you are this person here, and you
Yes.
help me draw. If you had to escape now.
If this at this point I would probably go through the room where the mini is at and walk outside.
Sure. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, there.
So any
Then I'm
answer
stuck at the point where the second point is.
answer that is not down this is correct. This way, because of a very simple reason. You are playing against scripted AI controlled by monkey NASA scientists, right? Like experiments. And if you walk down here, they're going to see a Christmas tree, like in the open. Yo, let's fuck her up. But if you break that line of sight, you're safe. So that's why, like,
they don't know.
They don't see, they don't know. Exactly. So it's kind of like pre-planning that, like, there's always going to be like this is like, it's more complicated, but I feel like you will get to that point. Like, I trust in you. You've got like really good implementations of certain things, way better than I expected than for gold. And that's why I'm giving you this, like, whenever you want to add on, maybe on whatever map you're playing, just, it'll help you if you're aware of like a quick escape route.
Okay.
And make sure that it just doesn't, like, you're not like walking backwards across the entire enemy team. I used to do that. It's on my YouTube, one of my
I will
first
do
YouTube
this.
video. So yeah, I mean, I like this. I think today we're going over a fucking insane amount of concepts. Like, I think this is really fucking valuable for a lot of people. So, but we lose our charge. Slap.
Charge to
Not
Tracer.
good. Very bad. No. I don't want to see this. Okay. Again, I skip ahead a tiny bit and you're in the middle of the enemy team. So, let's find out how we got ourselves here. Right click,
I
by the
blocked
way.
the shadow.
Nice. I didn't notice. Sorry, I was focused. Okay, good block on shatter, but you don't right click the Rein. So, right click the Rein. Nice block. Now right click him when you walk through. I mean, maybe you didn't see he was low HP, which is fine. But
Yeah.
nice
Or
block.
probably my brain is too slow to process.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And you're aware of that, which is really healthy for learning, because you could be like 9, 10, or if you know what you can and can't do, good. You know what I'm saying? It's like good. That doesn't mean you're gonna be like, oh, I have to do this now. I have to learn this. It's like, nah, it's okay. We all learn at our own pace. Do you have trouble playing even high elo? Kind of, because I don't play a lot of Diva now, but when I was playing her, no, because the higher elo you go, the more scripted matches get. And for me, high elo is going to be like, you know, 4.4, 4.5, maybe 4.3, I guess. If you're talking about masters, well, that's not really high elo, that's just fucking chaos. So maybe we have different understanding of high elo. Okay, again,
the Rein.
you
Not
would have
really
killed him.
working.
Yeah, you would have killed him with a right click. So
Okay.
yeah, like I mean I can even do this. No.
Well.
Right click melee, and like this guy would have died like any time ago.
Well, at least he dies.
Yeah, he does die. He does die. So okay. One small thing I would change for your whole play specifically is that every fight you've been taking pretty much has been jumping in like this and defaulting instead of
Yes.
playing distance from the side, which will make your life a lot easier. And by playing from the side and try like, okay, I'm gonna test you. Here's an improv 2 test. Remember that example I gave you about the whole like lane system and how stacking is bad and how, remember all that?
Kinda, yeah.
Kinda? Good. Well, now let's put it into play. You're coming out of
Yes.
spawn.
Yep.
Maybe you ignore the people here. Like, where can we go to? Like, I don't know. I'll do it from this POV. You can just, yeah, this shows more of everything.
That's better. Okay, so like left side up the bus if I would be totally crazy. Yeah, that's this way. Then I have high ground even. Could go right side where the right to the tracer, yes. And like a fucking moron defaulting.
Okay.
That would be my options. And
Yeah.
maybe instead of bus and next to the bus, so like instead of taking a right, just stay there, yeah.
Cool.
And maybe behind the cover,
Yeah.
on the right side where the bookshelves are.
You mean like here?
Yeah, this area, yeah, around
Okay,
the pillar.
Yeah. Honestly, there's been times where going here is more optimal. There's been times where going there is more optimal, and whatever. Like at the end of the day, you'll learn an experience. But correct, all of these are way better than just going like this, and
I'm doing this one in the middle.
yeah, even this one. Like, so what I would recommend for a beginner is like, even this one's better because you come around the outside. You have the corner to play around. They have to push into you, and if they don't, you can beam down people on cart. I guess technically you could even play this, but that's going to create too much distance. Okay, there's a lot of shit on screen. So the point is like, if you start playing from these sides that I talked about, and I don't really want you to learn, like to use the word off angling. It's more about like, instead of just jumping into them directly, just start to look for that like imaginary parallel play. Like if you're Rein shooting here, sure, you can still default, but like look to come around. And then if you get really confident with it, look to start denying these wider flanks. Look to start, fuck it, dude. If you're 100 charged, look, just fucking push this shit and flank. Activate windows. I have. Okay, guys, if you subscribe to me, I'll use that sub money right now. I think you can buy like a Windows key.
For $4.
$4.
It's as much as a Twitch Prime.
You're always gonna have games where you struggle. Like, you're saying struggling is hard, blocks, rows, and yes, I agree with that statement. Do you see it? That's all you're saying, guys. This game is hard. My team is struggling, so I am struggling. I agree. When my team is popping off, I'm usually popping off. Sometimes I can sit back. Like, yeah, that's how it goes, right? That's normal. Why are we saying no? This is more for YouTube. Be nice to the YouTube folks. True. I think YouTube, dude, if there's anyone so far, I want this one to pop off because I feel like a lot of the knowledge here is just so fucking juicy. There's certain VODs I get where like the person like shows all these examples in a way and it just goes so much better. But anyway, so now we've identified some like really simple things to fix, and this honestly you can end it here. And this is why I say the outcome doesn't matter. Do you see? We're not even 10 minutes in, and how much did you learn? How much have we been over?
A lot.
Does it matter that it's a loss? Does it matter
Not
that's a win,
really.
guys? Does it matter if it's a draw? Does it matter if, right? No, as long as you're best. A person identifies habits. A person can, it's so much more important. That's why ego votes are bad. That's why votes where you're playing bad compared to your usual, well, newsflash, all of you are bad. I'm the best. I'm the greatest ever. Stay humble. But that aside, right? No, okay, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But like whatever your bad is relative, right? You will have like that normality. Loses in plat, I lost in plat. So now we can go speed run the rest of this because we've picked up habits, we've picked up things that I would like to see you try and implement, and then we just see if you don't, and we see if new problems arise. So your bubble usage in general, pretty good. Sometimes really preemptive and random, and it gets you cucked. In general, slow and good, okay? You just want to get on top of that and just try to find a little bit more information before you use it, okay?
Yep.
Good. What the fuck? There's a hog in your backline, bro.
Yeah, kind of like.
Okay, so... Oh, it's pretty... I'm just gonna speedrun this. That bubble's trash. Like, no information, panic bubble.
Yep. Nothing. Yeah, it was just press E now.
Yeah, there's no information. Okay, this bubble's bad. There's no information, right? And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna be unfair. Okay, so don't take this in as in like, I should be doing this. What I'm about to say is just, I'm gonna like flow, okay? Whereas like, okay, so we have information. There's a Reinhardt, there's a Brig, there's an Anna. Okay, there's literally nothing here that I can die. There's no Bastion, there's no Pharah, there's nothing, so I don't bubble. I walk into the Rein, okay, and then I would make him swing at me because he's gonna give me charge. Super
Yes.
simple. This is what I would think, right? So that's why I wouldn't bubble straight away. Save bubble for that, and then, like if something does go wrong and you get one shot, I don't care. Go get one shot. Like literally go get one shot, and you'll see how rare it is, and then you'll think back to like, oh, I've been wasting every single fucking bubble. Like, the chance of you getting one shot and dying, right, is
Not too high.
is so low, but the chances of you wasting your bubble every single time is way higher. So do you see how that
Yep.
like small percentage chance is controlling you? It's like no, it shouldn't be like that. In the same way where it's like if you're late on something and you just let somebody die, you can go, oh fuck, this is why somebody died. Ammo usage fine. I don't like your positioning here with no self bubble. You're stuck in the open high ground distance. Can't control this. Very simple here. You're going for that and it's fine. What you're doing is good because, well, here's default. Here's my here's my boy on the off angle high ground. You don't have charge though. So what are we? We're fucking useless. We're not a hero, so we can't really do too much with it.
Yes.
But is what it is.
The main idea was right there to push the Widow because team was crying for help.
I mean, good movement. You didn't. I was about to say you didn't fucking waste your bubble, and now you waste your bubble. But okay, the point is like, look how long you live. Like, look, she did fucking 56 damage to you. Right?
Yep.
She did 56 damage to you. We don't need to bubble this. Even if we bubble this, that's
No
10.
charge.
That's 10
nothing.
charge. Like 10, 11 charge. Like. Okay.
And now I'm fucked.
Yeah. Okay, whatever. We're gonna speedrun this because we've been there for a lot of good things. So, 6 charge? No, because a bubble has got 200 guys, 200 damage, and if a Widow did 56 damage, isn't that 1/4 of a bubble? So 1/4 is like 10 or 11. Okay, so here's a really cool thing that I can teach you that I have built up. I have a personal habit on this. So you know how I told you when you disengage, you don't want to really be walking across the open spaces. What you're doing now is the same thing where you're walking, engaging across the open spaces. So wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. They don't really see you yet. You're not there. You're not there. Honestly, I would do it like here. Like I would do. Okay, I know it's gonna seem scripted, and I have the power of hindsight, but I would do it around like the time you come into the open. I would sub bubble. They would probably shoot at me. Like I'm not even kidding. There you go.
Yeah.
Like, and then you go into the tunnel and you finish off the brig. Then you have a little bit of charge to do that, and that's kind of the timing on it. Can I teach that? Can you teach that? No. If anybody wants to learn that or like is learning that, come back to me on that, because yeah, I feel like that's a great timing. Or pretty consistent for most Widows. Okay, good charge. You're dead.
Yeah,
you're
that
dead,
bubble
you're
was
dead.
mostly meant for the Anna
Plans.
anti-nade.
I probably
So the
wouldn't
hawk
have that
doesn't
button
die.
like that. But here you're gonna open half HP.
and tied, so I'm totally screwed.
Okay, now you sub bubble, you go down the middle. You are going down the middle, you're going down the middle, but you're trying to get charge, I guess. And you are winning heavy, so it's not the worst. Really cool. You can go lower, like you can go here, for example, just to get around the Rein shield real quick and get the Anna. Okay, that brings me back to this. I do the same. Everybody does this. It doesn't matter what fucking eel you are. Guys. Okay, this is gonna shock you. Okay, this might be too complicated, right? But chat, let me know if you understand this. TV, let me know if you understand this. This is really complicated. But the tank is tanky. He's hard to kill. I know, it's mind-blowing. I know, once I realized that, it was like, it's fucking insane. So what do we do about that? You don't shoot the tank, you go for the Ana. Oh my god. Right? But it's such like it's such like a forehead thing that people forget about it, right? So it's just right? So that's why usually going for the Ana is better. That's why you go around. So
there's still a hawk behind, I think.
Yeah, no, he's up there, but nice right click. Okay, so look, okay, I'm gonna one more time. The reason I can tell you this, the reason you didn't self bubble here is because you reacted to information. Do you see that? You saw that this guy's not looking at you. You saw that they're not looking at you. You saw he looked at you, you self bubbled. Like that kind of shit consistently is gonna get you so much charge. I don't know if I like the bubble in the freak there.
Yeah. I was like panic bubbling. That's my go-to thing. Just press E.
Stop jumping, stop jumping. Oh my god, okay. Dude, when you're playing as Widow, okay, you literally do the unbind thing. Do the unbind.
Yep, I will.
Sub bubble wise, I think you didn't do anything with it. Nope, you didn't. So, Rein can't swing you from there, but it's fine, happens. Get off bubbles. Look at Widow POV.
Widow go delete. Delete. Yeet.
So by you jumping, your character basically didn't move. But like you made space, but your character model literally did not move in her POV. But that could be the angle. But like if you're running, or you're like running and holding like WA for example and going at a weird angle, you'll okay. So, but we already noticed. We noticed. Don't jump. Remove the keybind. The Widow's bronze? Is she? I doubt it.
She has pretty lucky headshots. At least our team is getting destroyed by her at some point.
Okay, so I see you. Okay, okay. I think we've kind of been through some really poke champ stuff. So
I love this high ground.
Yeah, like the way you even took it, by the way, is good. Because look, you like come into them, you just walk up like a Chad, and they kind of get distracted by their own thing. The break doesn't really chase you, so again, you having that high ground would have been very poke champ.
Yep.
Even though your team is getting fucked.
I'm
so
getting
again,
fucked as well.
yeah, because where did we disengage to? Okay.
I should have gone over the top.
We disengaged like through the team. If we want to disengage, we can come here. If we want to disengage, we can go there. If we want to disengage, if we don't want to disengage, we can stand here and then bait them into us. But then, whatever. Like I understand wanting to go back to the team. So we lose charge. Now let's go again. But good thing you didn't default there. You went around the outside and you got rewarded for it in a way. Just your team got fucked. So happens. Doesn't mean that what you do is wrong. Happens. You have a corner to instantly disengage, so you're good. You're gonna get 20. No, you don't get the fire shot. No. Okay. I would vote for me going on that Roadhog is a waste of my ammo and my time. I will never kill him. But it's okay. I think not that it matters, but was this game with W or an L? It was an L. It was an L.
Yes.
But I mean, is there anything you remember that you want to look over? That you're like, why did I lose this? I don't get it, A10.
Nah. Yeah, I tried my best. I don't know why.
Like we got stuck on third, or he looks like you guys capped it, or any.
We kept it, and then I think it was the 6-5 or something we lost to.
Okay.
In the end, it was pretty crazy. The second path is just us pushing through, and the other way around. It's just.
Oh wait, you're 5v.
Oh yeah, at some point. there we just gave up kinda.
Someone left.
Yeah, or Anna, I think.
Unlucky. Well. Oof, it is so fucking hot. Is it hot in Germany right now? Oh my god. Okay. Right now, I'm kind of feeling really satisfied about this VOD, so I think I'd like to end it here. Are you comfortable with that?
I'm good. I'm good. I've learned some things, especially the unbinding of the jump will probably help. I hope.
Mm-hmm. It will.
And
it will. And
like the not defaulting like a fucking moron and jumping in and taking an angle when I have it. So like be still staying on there.
mm-hmm. So like kind of like playing more of your distance, like your left click, instead of like jumping in all the time. More with like you can default, you can get away with defaulting, but you can just be aware that sometimes you might not have to. Sometimes like now you know, like if you're losing a game, like let's say you want to default, which is again a choice is better than doing it autopilot, right? Let's say you do, and then you lose the game through like that person flanking. It's like, okay, whatever, I shouldn't have done the situation. Let's say you default actively and nothing happens, cool, like you made a fine call. As long as there's some sort of like thought process there, then anything is good. That'll help with development. So your bubble usage is pretty good. In general, still some random bubbles. Need to make them, on information.
Not as many random bubbles. Not just pressing E or Shift when I think it's good. Yeah, no.
Cool. I actually saw. No, where did I want to click there.
Allredex has just
Well,
subscribed. 2 months.
So you guys
on
just did
you.
there. It's kind of
Really, my dude?
very easy to.
What you trying to do, man?
What the?
Get this weak chug out of my system.
So, you want to push cart? Use grav. Thank you for 2 months, Overextending. Dude, I'm sitting here sweating, guys. This is so fucking warm. And what you did is look at your team. So, your team can see this. You guys play here.
Yes.
Your team cannot shoot through a wall like that. So you guys kind of just completely broke the LOS. Your team can't follow up. You had EMP. She cannot get there in time. So the idea is very simple, that when we use our Graviton search, is our team in LOS?
Yep.
Is our team ready to follow up on that? That's the last.
It's not there. Okay.
That's the
Yeah,
last one.
thinking about when to grab and not just yeeting it into a widow.
I can give you the thing after Fatal. Yeah. So pretty good stuff overall. Learning distance, jumping, getting a little bit more creative, more strict on the bubbles, a little bit more into that positioning stuff, understanding that, kind of limit testing a bit more as well. It'll all be on YouTube. It'll all be there. I feel
And
that
I'll
it's
watch the game.
yes, sir. Thank you for this. I really enjoyed this one.
I like the game as well. Thank you for the coaching.
Of course.
I hope I will get to plat at some point.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will.
Yeah. Not after my current losing streak of, I think, 20 games in a row in 2 days. Not winning one.
20?
I think it was. I just lost this season mostly.
God damn. That
Pretty
is
dope.
That is brutal. Well,
I've got like a 20% win rate right now on Zarya.
yeah, you'll get there. You'll get there. You've got good stuff. You've got good stuff. So, yeah, just let me know how this goes and any questions. You know where to find me.
You will find me and share your gains.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Bye, man.
Have a good one, chat.